John C. Hinch Production Art Studios in Peoria, Illinois, VideoMax Limited presents Midstate Magazine with your hosts, Andrew Darling and Becca Winnie. News with Ashley Edlin and Cody Brutlag. And your Midstate reporting team. Sports with Drew Tate. On the Beat with Elizabeth Scoville. About Town with Gabrielle Balzel. Get Real with Emily Hart. Let's Eat with Kate Hall. About Crew with Tara Jabari. Cooking for Two with Emily Hart and Cody Brutlag. And State of the Arts with Simone Buckner. And now, from America's friendliest city, Midstate Magazine starts right now.
Hey you, welcome to Midstate Magazine. I'm Andrew Darling.
And I'm Becca Winning.
And Becca, did you fill out your census form yet?
Actually, my roommate filled out my census form and filled it in a while back.
Ah, yes. I am still filling out my census form. I have some time to fill it out, so...
Not that much time.
No rush, you know.
Not that much time. It's due pretty soon.
Yeah, do you, when you're taking the census form, do you count imaginary friends living in your home?
No, and you also don't count multiple personalities.
Okay, I had that. I was going to ask that one next. And what about really large insects?
I think you should call the exterminator instead. Okay,
and you know, you definitely want to fill out the census form correctly and properly. Otherwise, you know, you're going to have a G-man come up to your house and, you know, he's going to find all your illegal gambling rings and all that, you know, that you might have hidden away in the basement of your house next to the dishwasher.
Because that's a severe problem with you and I.
Yes, and you want to make sure that, you know, the census, everyone wants to get counted. You know, everybody wants to be somebody. Everybody wants to be an individual and, you know, have a personality. You know, I think this is just maybe another one of the government's ploys to, you know who we are and get connected with us. What do you think?
I'm not entirely sure I think of that, but I do know that it brings money back into Peoria. So it is important that we send out our census information and get counted. Okay.
You might be right. I'm not sure.
I'm always right, Andrew. You should know that.
Yeah, you're always right. Except that one time. I don't want to talk about that, though. It's a bad time. So I had to fill out the census for everyone that I live with, and you know, you want to make sure that there are special rules that you got to follow, but we'll talk about that later. So now let's see what's new in the news.
Good evening and welcome to Midstate News. I'm Cody Brutlag.
And I'm Ashley Edlin. The healthcare bill is now in place. It's leaving many asking, what does it mean for me? Here are some of the main points from the bill.
All citizens and legal residents will have to buy health insurance or face a fine. People around the poverty line that do not qualify for Medicare, Medicaid, or those that are not covered by an employer will now be offered insurance with subsidies. Children will be able to stay on their parents' insurance until they're 26. Insurers must spend at least 80% of premiums on health care.
Insurance companies will no longer be able to deny those with pre-existing conditions. Insurance companies will pay a 40% tax on high-end insurance plans worth over $27,000 for families or $10,000 for individuals. Families making over $250,000 or individuals making over $200,000 a year will see a tax increase of 1%. If a person, however, loses his or her job, the employer will not be able to drop their health insurance. And next week, we'll hear about Bradley students and how they feel about the bill.
Well, Central Illinois artists showcased their work at a downtown gallery. It's the 26th annual Fine Arts exhibit at the First United Methodist Church. This year, the exhibit was dedicated to former artist Jim Hansen. Hansen designed and built the gallery walls of the First United Methodist Church. He passed away a couple months ago. He was also an art associate professor at Bradley University. The exhibit will be open until April 11th, on Monday through Friday and Sundays.
When eating breakfast, not many people think about how much a farmer actually makes from a glass of milk. The Farm Bureau recently held its dollar breakfast at the Expo Gardens. The goal was to show consumers how much farmers profit. This year, a plate topped with 2 pancakes, 2 sausage patties, 2 eggs, served with a glass of milk and orange juice, cost breakfast eaters just 60 cents. Last year, however, breakfast was 45 cents. According to the Farm Bureau manager, price fluctuation is due to supply and demand, and it's the farmers who take in that cost. The 60% plate of food, or 60 cent, plate of food would sell for nearly $10 at market value.
Concerned citizens and city officials are trying to figure out ways to keep Peoria safer. At their recent meeting, they agreed that the South Side is the most dangerous. Workshops discussed how youth violence and poor education are two of the big problems.
A lot of discussion was put on having things for kids to do after school, because when you're lying idle, that's usually the time where you can get into trouble. So if there's always something going on, some kind of program or something that's capturing their attention, then chances are they're not going to be out there doing things that they shouldn't be doing.
Officials say recreation and after-school activities will help to keep youth off the streets.
300 pink slips were recently given to District 150 teachers and staff. The cuts are due to the district's multi-million-dollar deficit. Interim Superintendent Norm Derflinger says it may not stop here if the state cuts even more from the school's budget. This is only the beginning of teacher cuts, however, and that Illinois will soon be faced with. Projections are at 17,000 statewide. And now here's Drew with sports. Drew?
Hey there, sports fans. Drew Tate here with your updates in sports news. For Witchwoods High School basketball, 3 points separated them from holding the Class 3A championship title. But for a highly underestimated team, Richwoods has plenty to be proud of. Let's take a look back at the season that was for the Knights.
It's hard to tell you. I mean, it's going to be difficult to go in that locker room and just see those guys.
I mean, it sucks. I mean, knowing that we were that close and we just lost by just 3 points, a couple plays here and there, we could have gone our way, but it definitely sucks right now.
Even though Richwoods lost in their final game, they've become a household name.
A lot of people didn't know who Richwoods was, and we got it done. We came to state. We had a mission to go to state and get it done. So,
yeah, you know, everybody that comes along after them, they didn't have an opportunity to win state or win the ultimate championship. But you know, I hope it's a lesson for those kids to see what hard work and discipline and unity where that can take you.
4 years ago, Illinois forward Bill Cole led Richwoods High School to a second-place finish in the Class 3A state finals. This year, Cole was back at Carver Arena, but to watch his brother TJ try and do the same thing.
Came up a little short. We've all been there before, especially me. I can feel what he's feeling right now, but he'll look back on this and have some great memories. Couldn't say enough about how proud I am of him and just how hard he's worked.
Like Bill, Coach Ellis could not be more proud of this Richwoods team.
And they were just united. They were a unit all season long. They played hard, and their effort was something I never had to question. And as a coach, that's the best thing you can ask for.
The Knights finished their season with 30 wins, including an 18-game winning streak. Many people are looking to get into shape as spring and summer approach, and there's a fun new way to get that great beach body. Jen French has more.
Zumba Gold is a Latin-based fitness dance program. Instructor Lucy Croft teaches 13 classes a week.
What we promote is ditch the workout and join the party. So people feel like they're working out in a party environment, and it's kind of fun with the music.
As you can see, Zumba Gold may be more challenging than it looks. The Advocate Broman Medical Spirit of Women's Center held its 3rd annual Day of Dance Saturday. The event celebrates the benefits of dance and exercise to prevent heart disease.
We want to help people understand that that exercise can be fun. A lot of times people say, oh, I have to exercise. So we're looking for fun ways.
From Zumba Gold to ballet leaves many dancers wondering, what dance exactly burns the most calories? Croft says that Zumba Gold can easily burn as many as 500 to 1,000 calories. Different types of hula dancing, surprisingly, may even burn more.
Tahitian can burn anywhere as 1,200 in a sitting, in an hour.
Ken Bello is a 4th-generation ballet dancer and says his lineage goes back to St. Petersburg, Russia. His students are rarely short of a workout themselves.
If we do a full-length performance, it's easy to burn up, a couple thousand calories in a night, So dancers do eat also. But you just burn up so much energy and so quickly that a lot of times it won't show. It doesn't show until we retire, basically.
For these performers, it's more than just a dance. It's a way to stay healthy. In Normal, I'm Jen French.
Thanks, Jen. And that's all for sports. Back to you, Ashley.
Thanks, Drew. A Pennsylvania man is in custody today after walking out of a hospital and into a bar only in his hospital gown. Albert Thompson stuck out like a sore thumb with the needle still sticking out from his arm. The bar called the cops, and after a background check, the police realized Thompson was wanted in Michigan for armed robbery. When the cops arrived, Thompson fled, but he was soon cornered and arrested.
That's all for the news. I'm Cody Brutlog.
And I'm Ashley Edlin.
And I'm Drew Tate. Be sure to join us next week.
Thanks, Cody, Ashley, and Drew.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I've been in the hospital and then I go to the bar in my gown and then I get arrested by Michigan police. Man, if I had a nickel.
You probably wouldn't have any.
Well, maybe.
Maybe.
Anyways, you know, the whole March Madness thing is going on right now. You know, it's it's coming to a close. You know, it's basically over with. But you know, are you a March Madness fanatic?
I follow a little bit, yeah. A lot of it comes from my family. They're big sports fan, and I'm actually from Indianapolis, so everyone's in Indy and playing the big game. So
I'm not so much a big bracket guy. I mean, one time I did brackets, but I just drew in names of my favorite superheroes and see which ones would beat each other up. But as far as basketball goes, you know, not really, no.
now, how about last year when President Obama was showing off his bracket? How come we didn't see that again this year?
I don't know. Maybe he feels like his bracket is supposed to be a secret, you know, because he's the president, and you know he doesn't want everyone to know that he was, you know, so right or so wrong. You know, that's a good point though.
Could have been a Kansas fan this year, and you know, Kansas got beat out, so
yeah,
big upset.
Sorry, Obama, if your bracket wasn't up to par. Yeah, my bracket. I don't even really get it. I wouldn't even know where to start. So March Madness sounds to me like a disease that only comes in March, and like, I don't know, your head turns into a basketball or something, or I don't know. It's a terrible. It could be real. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, if that's what it is for you, then I think we can leave it that way.
Okay. Well, Becca, I'd love to take you out, but I'm pretty sure that you're out of my league. Get Real will explain.
Today's movie in review will be Paramount Pictures' newly released film, She's Out of My League. This comedy will have you smiling and laughing throughout the entire movie.
Do you know what your problem is, Kirk? What? You're a moodle. A moodle? A man poodle. Girls, they want to take you out on a walk, they want to feed you, they want to cuddle you, but no girl wants to do the moodle.
No one would ever do a moodle.
No.
Oh, look at this. Yes.
Thanks, Kirk. Kirk, played by Jay Baruchel, is working in a seemingly dead-end job as an airport security agent, and according to his friends, is considered a 5 out of 10 on the attractiveness scale. One day at work, he meets Molly, played by Alice Eve, who is an outrageously attractive woman. Through dumb luck, Kirk gets asked out on a date, and then we are taken through a roller coaster of laughter. There are so many good one-liners in this movie that you'll be quoting them for weeks. Jay Baruchel and Alice Eve did a fabulous job of playing their roles. Let's see what Jay thought about working with Alice Eve.
And you know, and like I said, it's not hard to play being attracted to her while you're walking along Mount Washington, seeing the great panorama of the beautiful city in the background. There's a beautiful blonde on your arm, you know. It's that's when there's like no acting required.
As you're watching the movie, you really feel the pain that Kirk goes through, as he is clearly beyond his dating depth, which makes the movie even funnier. She's Out of My League poses the question, how does a 10 fall for someone who's a 5? This makes the plot line hilarious, and the actors do a phenomenal job of playing their roles. Kirk is a true underdog, and you just can't help but root for him. So kick back, relax, and be prepared to laugh. Overall, I give She's Out of My League 4 out of 5 stars. For Get Real, I'm Emily Hart.
Thanks, Emily. And Andrew, thanks for the flattery, but it's not going to get you anywhere.
Well, that's okay. I mean, I was just kind of being, you know, polite. I mean, I don't believe in leagues. I mean, I don't believe there are leagues. I mean, I invented the leagues, so I ignore the leagues. Get me?
Yes.
Yes. But anyways, Jay Baruchel, whatever his name is, I've seen him grow from a young, you know, actor, and now he's blossoming into this talented individual. You know, the first movie I ever saw him in, I think it was called Fanboys. That's the first movie I saw him in. He might have done work before that. And it was just an independent Star Wars film. Next thing you know, he's got like 3 movies coming up. He's going to be in The Sorcerer's Apprentice. He's in that movie with the dragons. He's the voice actor, you know. So
I did
crazy.
not know that.
Yeah, he is really an up-and-coming star.
I've heard a lot of good things about the movie, though, from a lot of sources. People went out the first weekend to see it, and yeah, they're really surprised by, like Emily said, the one-liners. That there are so many places that people can just get a laugh.
And that man looks like a method actor. I mean, the whole, you know, she's out of my league, you know, he might actually be, you know, kind of like me, you know, kind of, you know what I'm talking about?
Do you have hopes to be a big Hollywood actor someday?
Oh, hopes. They're not hopes. They are what they're going to happen. They're going to happen. Mark my words.
Remember me.
I will. I'll remember you.
Sounds good.
You know what I'm remembering right now is how I skipped breakfast, and I'm actually kind of hungry. How about you?
I actually have eaten today.
I didn't have my Kashi bar or my fibery honey oat nutter cereal. I don't know. I'm just saying I'm hungry. So I think Let's Eat is next. I hope so.
If you think you have to travel across the Atlantic for some genuine pub food, you might be surprised to know that you can get a taste of jolly old England right here in Peoria. The Fox Pub and Cafe is located just off Pioneer Parkway. Modeled after a traditional English pub, the menu features items such as the Big Ben and Jack the Ripper.
Our focus primarily, though, is to be different. We don't want to be, you know, a place where you can get the same thing elsewhere in town. Guinness goes down with a brisket sandwich really well with our homemade fries. If you're looking for a little something lighter, you can have that Pub Club sandwich that you had with the soup and probably go with maybe a Blue Moon, you know, on an airy day.
I ordered the original Beef Eater, a 4-ounce beef brisket sandwich that comes with the pub's homemade fries and original dipping sauce. The pub's most popular entree, the Beef Eater is a must for any first-time visitor.
We kind of want to be that place that caters to the needs of people around here, but also stuff that seems fitting with our establishment.
Overall, I give the Fox 4.5 stars out of 5. So before you book that plane ticket to England to satisfy your fish and chips craving, make a stop here at the Fox Pub and Cafe. For Let's Eat, I'm Kate Alt.
You bet you should go to the Fox Pub and Cafe. It was a really good place to eat. And you should check it out. They're at 7800 North Sommer Street, 302 at Peoria, Illinois, 61615. And there's the email address and their website, thefoxpubandcafe.com. You should check it out because it was really a good place to eat.
Well, I actually was in London this January. And
so you had real London food.
I got to go to some of the pubs, and I think I might have to check out the Fox because it was a lot of fun being in London. I have to see how they measure up.
Yeah, you should compare the two. I mean, they were really good. I went there. I had the soup, and I had the beef brisket sandwich, which is called the Beef Eater, and I had the regional dipping sauce. You know, kind of tasted like barbecue sauce. It was a little tangy though. It was nice, and the French fries were great. This would be a good place to hang out if you like rugby and like talking about the Queen and.
Well, maybe when you find someone who's in your league, you can ask them out.
Yes, I will take them to the Fox Pub and Cafe at thefoxpubandcafe.com. Shameless plug. Yeah, the sandwiches were great, and the soup. The soup, it was like spicy, but it wasn't too spicy. So you could drink the whole thing if you wanted to. I did. I drank the whole thing, but it was delicious.
I can tell you're really, really hungry right now.
I am. I'm very hungry.
And you're very passionate about your food, which is a wonderful thing.
So did you have any other unique food in London while you were there? Any weird-shaped objects or anything?
Well, I actually tried some of my friends' hoisin duck, and that was really good.
I've never had duck.
It was good.
Does it taste like chicken?
A bit. It was a little bit juicier than chicken is.
Why don't you think we eat duck here in the United States?
People do eat duck here in the United States. It's just
unheard of. I've never heard it. I've never heard it. I don't know.
Maybe you should travel more.
Maybe I should. Let's check out On the Beat with Elizabeth Scoville.
There are so many bands out there these days, but it's always a treat to find talent among unsigned artists. Artists like the American Night, a classic rock band from Bloomington, Indiana. Genuine, unfiltered music is a bit of a rarity these days. But this group reminds us all of a time when music had soul. When you first hear their songs, you'll understand why the band's title pays tribute to the great Jim Morrison. The lyrics are bluesy and easy to relate to, and the instrument work is packed with full and expressive harmonies. The coordination between the guitar and keyboard often sounds funky, which might result in an accidental dance party. The American Night does offer their music online, so you can see if you like it. And they currently have a page on Facebook, MySpace, Pure Volume, and Last.fm. The tracks are all fantastic, but they simply do not do the band justice. When the American Night plays live, it feels like the experience is one of a kind. The showmanship is excellent, especially when Doug Bomer plunges into a difficult guitar solo behind his head. These guys show a serious love for their music that can really invade your emotions. So if you're in need of some music for the soul, the American Night is highly recommended. For On the Beat, I'm Elizabeth Scoville.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Actually, Andrew, not as well-known fact is those people, a lot of them graduated with me or were in the class above me back in Fishers, Indiana.
You graduated with a band?
Well, with members of the band, yes. And they were playing back then, too. And they showed much talent, and I'm really happy to see that they're doing well.
Oh, so did you hear them before they became, big?
I did a little bit, yeah. We have a Fishers Freedom Festival, and they've played there, and they're fun. They're a lot of fun.
Are all people from Indiana musically talented?
No, that's a myth, I guess.
I've never been there, so it's just what I've heard.
Well,
I mean, a guitar solo behind your head.
It's pretty awesome.
I can't even air guitar behind my head. It's too hard. I've tried. I get all the chords wrong. And I can't even try for you now because my air guitar is in the shop.
It's in the shop? Why is your air guitar in the shop?
Well, I was obviously practicing air guitar behind my head when I dropped it 2 stories, hit my landlady. Don't want to talk about it right now.
Oh, sorry.
So, just saying. Yeah. So, yeah. How big are they? Like, do you know? Are they like, iTunes, I got my own album big, or are they like, I got my own recording company big?
I can't really tell you. I haven't followed them that much. I'm obviously here in Peoria now, and
you are.
Don't keep in contact with them as much as I'd like to.
Okay.
I actually did theater with one of the guys, and it's fun.
And the American Night. I can't think of a better band name. I can't. I tried. I just tried right now, and I couldn't think about it.
Well, maybe if you took some time and put some effort into it, you could come up with a name for your air guitar band.
I could. My air guitar band is pretty sweet. But, ooh, pretty pictures. Let's check out State of the Arts.
Hello, and welcome to State of the Arts. I'm Simone Buckner. Today we have with us photographer Ben Berg, winner of the 2009 Slane College Outstanding Student in Photography Award and finalist in Photographers Forum 2010 Best of College Photographers Competition. Ben, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
How did you get started in photography?
It was kind of start on a whim. In high school, I kind of did a few pictures for like the school yearbook and a newspaper. And when I got to college, it was kind of to the point where I needed to figure out what I really wanted to do. And I just kind of remembered all the fun I had during high school doing that, and just kind of figured, the heck with it, I'll be broke, I'm going to do photography. So it was just kind of, yeah, on a whim.
Are there any photographers your work emulates?
At the moment, there are 2 main photographers, one of them being Annie Leibovitz, who's done a lot of like famous celebrity pictures. And another one that isn't quite as known as Michael Ellens. He does a lot of like 50 pinup pictures. If you've ever seen the advertisement for the show Weeds, he's done that. And it's just kind of like fun and playful, and a lot of like colors and stuff in with them, and just kind of have fun with the models. So I'm kind of, my work at the moment's aiming towards that a little.
I hear you're working on a website. Tell me more about that.
It's really a rough work in progress at the moment. I'm just kind of trying to get my name out there, and so people can see the work I do and just kind of know who I am, and maybe buy some prints off of me if I'm lucky. It's at the moment I just have like a very few amount of pictures going up, so it's just kind of like a general rough draft at the moment, but hopefully within the month it'll be up and running and going.
Okay. And I've always been curious, when it comes to critiquing photography, what are the guidelines?
There are many general guidelines, but generally you're looking at kind of like composition, like how the image is framed, like general use of lines, and like kind of like highlights and shadows within an image, just kind of a lot of like general nitpicky things.
The photographs that you will be seeing are actually part of a series titled Once Upon a Redhead. So can you tell me more about this, Ben?
Once Upon a Redhead got actually started by the model who's in it, my friend Jen, who is very, very interested in fairy tales. And so I kind of wanted to work with her just to kind of have a play on that. And so we just kind of sat down and picked out what her kind of favorite fairy tales were and tried to create a small spin on them. And so we started out with this idea of Snow White, how kind of her looking on the whole mirror kind of aspect of it. It kind of originally was supposed to be kind of Snow White looking in there with some kind of like saying or something on it, but it's just kind of evolved more into her as the wicked stepmother kind of thing. But well, one story that we did like really were able to fan out was Little Red Riding Hood, where we pretty much took, instead of like having a small innocent girl going in the woods, we had big power city girl who thinks she knows everything, and drop her in the middle of the woods and kind of see what happens. So it starts out with her showing up in her sports car, just ready to like find grandmother's house, and as the series goes on, she kind of gets a little more lost and a little more freaked out, and that portion of the series ends with kind of her laying on the ground and you don't really know what's happened. So it's just kind of playing with these fairy tales for the most part.
Okay. Well, Ben, thanks for joining us. I look forward to seeing more of your work.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching State of the Arts. I'm Simone Buckner, leaving you with this. Ansel Adams once said, "There are always two people in every picture, the photographer and the viewer."
Thanks, Simone. Ben is actually another one of my personal friends, and he is a really creative and wonderful guy, and it's great to see his work being noticed because he puts a lot of effort into it.
Oh. Well, maybe next week we'll have someone on the show that you don't know, so it's a surprise.
Oh, well, possibly. Maybe you'll know them this time.
We'll try. But yeah, photography is really cool, and it's come a long way. I mean,
absolutely.
I'm sure you've seen pictures of the old photographers where they hold up the pile of powder and the flash and all that, and then
yes.
And then I remember Polaroids, where they would take the picture and they would shake it out, and then I got an instant photograph. How about that? That was pretty cool, right?
Yeah, it was. And I really liked Ben's photo, the Red Riding Hood one with the car in the back. It was real artistic, and I don't know, it said a lot about the modern day version of fairy tales.
Yes, truly an art form. Not just any picture you take in black and white is art. It has to have many other things.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, we were talking about something earlier. Did you mention something about like a school only having like 4 days?
Yeah, there's a rural central Illinois, East Central Illinois, I believe, school district that's in the process of trying to put a 4-day school week in place, which would be really crazy because they're squishing down the five days into 4 days to try and save money.
So would they go to school longer? Or?
Yes, they would. They'd have the exact same amount of hours, which means they'd probably have
go to school until
less sleep, trying to get all their homework done.
I don't know. That's crazy. We'll talk about it later. But thanks for watching Midstate Magazine. Tune in next week, same time, same place.